lot of dairy issues in this house, so I've kind of had to rearrange my recipes a bit with less dairy. So I have decided I need to make a homemade Alfredo sauce. With that comes my chicken fettuccine, y'all. It is so delicious. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get to cooking. I'm gonna season my chicken. I just have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. This is the way to go for me. They cook quick, and most importantly, they are delicious. By the way, I'm starting off with my Blackstone Tuscan Herb seasoning. This is delicious. You don't really need much of it at all. And then salt and pepper, and that is it. We're gonna do this on both sides. Before I put the chicken here on the griddle, I'm just gonna add some oil down, and I'm gonna add my boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use all different types of meat, really. Any kind of protein. I've had this with steak. It is fabulous with blackened steak. You can use chicken breast, not just chicken thighs. You can do chicken tenders if you wanted to. I've even had this with fried chicken as well, and it's absolutely delicious. So we're gonna let that cook down. I wanna mention here, behind me here, I have a cast iron skillet. This is gonna house my homemade Alfredo sauce. I've had this preheating on high, now on medium low for quite some time just to get that temperature up. First, we're gonna start with butter. You always gotta start with butter. So we're gonna plop that down here in our skillet. We're also gonna do a little bit of garlic. And to that, we're going to add some shallots. I have one shallot finely sliced. And I'm just gonna utilize my spatula here and here. Move it around. I love being able to do all of this on one griddle. This is really awesome. I don't have a ton of dirty dishes because typically when you make Alfredo, it makes a mess. To this, typically you would use heavy cream. I'm using coconut milk. This is so good. I'm gonna use a little spoon to get it out. This is so good for you. Coconut cream is so awesome. And it is creamy, trust me. It comes out like a watery consistency, but trust me, it breaks up and you won't even be able to tell the difference when it cooks down. So once this coconut milk is nice and broken down, we're gonna add lots of pepper. I'm gonna talk about the cheeses I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use Parmesan. Now, I said my husband has dairy issues, but he can have Parmesan with this. You don't have to use Parmesan. There's also tons of different dairy-free options you can use for cheese, but I'm gonna do Parmesan cheese and grated Parmesan. So at this point, I'm gonna do a little bit of the grated Parmesan. We're gonna add in a little bit of what would be milk, but I'm using almond milk today with this Alfredo sauce. Okay, we're gonna let that cook down just a bit. Now, what's so great about an Alfredo sauce is the thickness of it, right? So you're probably wondering how we're gonna thicken this. So I use arrowroot or cornstarch, and you always want to do equal parts, 1 tablespoon to 1 tablespoon of water, and mix it good. So we'll do this towards the end. We're gonna let that cook down just a bit. We're gonna flip the chicken and then we'll be back. Let's flip the chicken. I like to do this a couple times just until the crispiness to your liking is ready to go. Our sauce is looking good. Now it's time to thicken it up a bit. Now I use arrowroot. You can use cornstarch if you want to. Just remember, add a little bit in at a time until your thickened consistency is the way that you want your Alfredo sauce. We're gonna pull the chicken off and slice it. I like to slice it in strips. You can dice it if you want to. We're gonna add our noodles. Now I cooked my noodles al dente, my fettuccine noodles, just because we're gonna finish the cooking process within that Alfredo sauce. So once that's in there, you're gonna get it nice and all of it just nice and melted. Probably about another 2 minutes you'll want these noodles to sit in here to finish that cooking process. Once that chicken is sliced, we're gonna go back to the fettuccine. We're gonna plate the chicken. I like to put it on the side. And then we've gotta add some parsley and then extra Parmesan cheese on top, and y'all, it looks absolutely fabulous. Just look at it. Now, being that's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, typically I'd have a large glass of Sauvignon Blanc to enjoy with this, but that's okay because it's so delicious, I don't need it. I'm gonna get the corner here. This is so good, y'all. It is so creamy. You wouldn't even know that there's no like heavy cream, a bunch of dairy in it. Look at that. I gotta have a little bit of chicken. I get a little bit of everything. This is gonna be a really big bite. I might have to do this in increments. Here we go. chicken. You can't even tell. There's no heavy cream. There's not a bunch of dairy in here. This is where it's at. Just save this recipe because once you make it, you're never gonna wanna go back to the old sauce. Trust me. You gotta keep it quick, you gotta keep it simple, but you gotta always keep it delicious, and I'm here to give you just that. My name's Taylor Mock, and I will see you on the next episode. Cheers. This is mine, by the way.